Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're talking about the spell Jump.
Put your hands up that's all I can say before we get copyright striked, hopefully. This is a cute little spell. I think more people would take it if the jump rules were better, and I think more people would take it if the jump rules were clearer, and neither of those things are true. So, like, they're complicated and bad, so, like, this thing doesn't get to really function that well. I think this spell definitely could use reworked.
I remember being severely disappointed when I tried to use this because of the jump rule restrictions.
Yeah, they're kind of dookie. So yeah, what this spell says, it's a first level spell, it's really short. It's cast time is an action, range is touch, verbal sound for two components, that being a grasshopper's hind leg, which means you get to kill a lot of grasshoppers. You want to use this a lot. Duration a minute, no concentration, school transmutation, attack, save, there's aren't any. You touch a creature, the creature's jump distance is tripled until its spell ends, which sounds super cool. So you're a Herringon and you're like, woohoo! But like mechanically, you can't do all that fun stuff. Guys, this is a time that we can learn about jumping, and there's calculators for it online. I recommend using those.
Before you go on, you technically only need to maim a grasshopper.
I'm really glad you interrupted us for this.
Okay, sorry.
Very important note, thank you. You don't have to kill them, you can maim them, it's fine. So the jump rules are your strength determines how far you can jump. Your long jumps, when you make a long jump, you can cover a number of feet equal to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing long jump, you can only leave half the distance. So your strength score is 10, you can jump 10 feet if you move 10 feet. If our strength score is 10 and you don't move 10 feet prior, you can jump 5 feet. We good? Great. This rule assumes that the height of the jump doesn't matter, such as a jump across a stream or chasm at your GM's option. So this isn't even like a in-stone rule. This is just a thing they get to decide. You must succeed on a DC 10 strength check to clear low obstacles, stuff like that. The other important rules are the high jump rules, which is where I would love jump to shine brightly, and it really doesn't get to. When you make a high jump, you leap into the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing high jump, you can jump only half the distance. In some circumstances, your GM allows you to make those checks to do the things and stuff. And additionally, it also says you can extend your arms half your height above yourself during the jump. Thus, you can reach the distance equal to your height of your jump plus 1.5 times your height, which is just a lot of words. The gist of that being, if your strength is 10, you jump 3 feet if you get 10 feet of run up. And if you're a 6-foot tall character, you can reach 9 feet. So it's your height plus the half of your height was you reach, so 3 feet, which means you can reach a total of 12 feet above you if you do a running, standing, or running high jump. So that is where you can reach, but you're still only jumping 3 feet. So that's important, because while you can reach 12 feet up, you're physically leaping 3 feet off the ground. Your feet are changing 3 feet vertically, but you can reach higher. And hypothetically, you are reaching, 9 feet up prior to jumping at all. So it's a distance of 3 feet is what's being gained here, which in Scope of Dungeons & Dragons is minuscule. That's tiny. Jump triples that to 9, which is not a particularly compelling number. So you really want a high strength score for that to matter. And even with a high strength score, it's like, let's say you have a +5 to strength, you get to go 8 feet up. And that's like almost 2 squares. Nope, that's bad. But when you triple it, it goes to 30, and that's kind of cool.
That's pretty remarkable, really.
Yeah, at least it would. Except you're spending, if you want to jump distances, and I don't know where these rules are. There's somewhere in movement, I'm assuming. But movement will still cost you movement. What that means is you have speed, and you can use speed on your turn to get movement that takes you places. God, these rules are infuriate me because they reuse a lot of the terms, and this is why gamist language is useful, and they should use more gamist language. Anyway, if you want to long jump, let's say, Bob, there's a 20-foot or a 30-foot chasm, right? And you're like, I'm a barbarian, my wizard cast jump on me, I've got an 18 strength, I should 100% be able to clear this, because if I triple my jump distance, it goes to 18 times 3, which is 36 feet, right? You would think that you would be able to clear that distance,
18 times 2 is 36.
2 is 36. Times 3 is 40, 54, right?
Okay, maybe.
Right? 30
maybe.
plus 24 is 54.
54, yes.
Nailed it. Okay, we did it.
Good
we
job.
mathed our way to victory. Basic multiplication. You would think that'd be an easy thing to cross, right? Wrong, because you need 10 feet to run up, and if you don't dash, that means you can jump a total 20 more feet assuming you have a base speed of 30, which means you fall into the pit and die, which is a bummer.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Even if you dash, you still can't reach the full maximum jump distance because you have 50 feet of play after the 10-foot run up.
If ever there was a house rule I would endorse, it's, this is a magical effect. It supersedes your movement.
Yeah, I think this should just I would advocate for jumping being something more akin to a bonus action that just moves you set distances, because that'll be more digestible and because it'll be way more apparent as to how you can set those rules up to easily interface and move quickly through things like combat. It also then isn't reliant on how much you have to move to before and after these things. The nuance of standing and running, I think we're playing a game called Dungeons and Dragons that involves a whole lot of goblins and fireballs. I'm not that worried about the realism of jumping from a standing position. I get that it is harder. I don't think a person with an 18 strength that's larger than Arnold Schwarzenegger, and in a magical world where their body is perfectly fit equally everywhere, should really struggle to not be able to get the run up to that point, right? I don't want to deal with that kind of nuance in a game that's aimed to be streamlined.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to either, but that doesn't bother me. It's the whole restricted by your movement thing that really gets my goat about this one.
Yeah. I just think this spell is a clear example of they could if you want jump to function, you just say a creature can jump this distance as a bonus action, and it's a super playable fun spell. If jump just said as a bonus action, a creature effectively can jump 30 feet, this spell is suddenly very cool. Right? It's suddenly a neat little way to jump around and get cool distances and do some fun things for a minute for a first level spell slot. It doesn't even have to be that large. Maybe it's 25 feet or 20 feet or 15 feet. You could make this a lot more interesting by removing the jump rules from it.
I would be okay with, all right, this costs you your movement, but you can exceed your normal movement by whatever this allows you to jump.
Yeah, however, if you have to run 30 feet and then that includes the 10 run long jump, you still just get to go however far the jump goes. That seems reasonable to me.
Yeah, your movement's all used up. Where's the downside of this?
I mean, it would be you would go further distance than the rules currently allow, which is breaking the rules. But
it's also breaking the spell.
Yeah.
Not being able to use the spell to its fullest potential is I don't need the spell.
Yeah, it basically means if you're in combat, it's uncastable because things have to spend their action dashing to get the benefits of it functionally. Otherwise, they can probably jump that distance anyway because they only have 30 feet foot speeds, and this is going to way exceed their jump distance and their movement combined. So this is only an out of combat thing, and as an out of combat thing, how often are you very specifically crossing giant chasms in a one-way kind of method, right? And not all the parties can be able to cross it sometimes. If a person with 8 strength, they're just stuck. So they got 24 feet of movement.
The guy with the jump has one end of a rope.
Sure. And then everyone just very precariously clinging for dear life.
It's horrifying, but yeah, it could work.
It could technically work.
I've played this game before.
Yeah, I've had that exact scenario. One of my first D&D sessions that I ran back in high school, I did that exact scenario. Someone got to their side and they hung a rope bridge, and someone failed their athletics check, so they fell to their death. I didn't like that guy. He was really annoying. That's why I killed him. I was petty DM back in the day. No, but that is one solution. The one problem this has a solution to. The others I would like it to be is getting on roofs and stuff. I'd love this to be a way to go high distances, but tripling your height from a +3 strength character goes from jumping 6 feet to being able to jump 18 feet is not enough to get up to the places you'd like to get to a lot of the time, right? If jumping vertically that high is going to be I can't even get on top of a 2-story building with this. I can get halfway up a 2-story building, a little bit more than halfway up a 2-story building, then I can grab the ledge sometimes. But I want this to be leaps and bounds and stuff. I want to be able to go cool places. I want to do some parkour with this.
I mean, you can. 18 feet is not nothing. That's
story and a half, right?
Yeah. Find a foothold up there somewhere.
Then do it again.
Yeah. I mean, it does have a duration.
Then you won't have the run up to it though, so it's half that distance.
You gotta plan your route.
Yeah, and I think that could be a really fun little mini game if the spell was better and the rules were clear, defined, and better. And Wizards, change these rules in the next edition, please. It's time. We deserve better jump rules. These kind of suck.
Also, you know what? I don't mind the run up for normal jumping, but yeah, another part of the spell could be that you don't need the run up.
Yep. If you're gonna stick with the base jump rules, make jump work with jump.
Yeah.
As is, it's still kind of novel that you can cross big distances, and it is cheap. Will I ever see it cast? Probably not, but it probably still deserves it too. Like, it does something. It's just that thing that it does is not easy to do, and it's hard to calculate, and that extra legwork to figure this crap out makes it an auto, like, oh, I'm not going to worry about that, nor am I going to put it in my character sheet kind of spell.
Yeah, I think 2 is absolutely fair. It's it could be better, but it's not nothing.
I would love to cast the spell. I don't want to have to pull out the book and be like, is it 3 plus my strength score? Or is my long distance just my strength score? Or wait, is it triple that? Or is it half? When does it get halved? I don't remember. I don't want to have to go through all that. And I know I would have to go through that if I put this on my character sheet. So,
all right. Well, that was Jump. Let us thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for joining us. Let us know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, informative, or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. You needn't smash it. A gentle tap will suffice. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the links in the description, where you'll find my Caverns and Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels, Sam's full review of the spell, and other fun things.